Karen, good evening. Don, that's right. Like in many cases, the victim has come forward all these years later, hoping to put an end to this abuse, which is often hidden away. We should warn you, some of the details in this story are disturbing. It was the 1970s when a young Richard Windman was playing basketball behind Jesuit High School and befriended a janitor named George Modica. And it was on the grounds of the elite mid-city school where for years, he says, he became the victim of sexual abuse at the hands of Modica and priests. Records show he wasn't alone.
What you set up as far as the background of the matter, I would describe as clearly confirmed.
That voice is the late Father Raymond Fitzgerald, Jesuit's former president. It's a recording that captures a conversation in 2012. Documents show that discussion led to a $450,000 settlement. Windman on Thursday declined an interview request from Eyewitness News, but he tells our partners at The Advocate that the abuse happened everywhere from the chapel to a maintenance office. One particularly disturbing allegation is that a Jesuit priest, the late Reverend Cornelius Carr, witnessed a rape but did nothing to stop it. Instead, Windman tells The Advocate Carr told him to relax and began to pleasure himself. Windman didn't attend Jesuit, but grew up nearby in the 4200 block of Dehemicourt Street. In the recording, Fitzgerald acknowledges Modica regularly lured boys from the neighborhood to the school.
The fact that Modica would bring neighborhood children onto campus was confirmed. And by and large, for Modica's hours of employment tended to be after school, so when the building would not have been heavily occupied.
The first time the settlement came to light was when The Advocate reported it Wednesday night. While Jesuit High School is a part of the Archdiocese of New Orleans, it's run separately by the Jesuit Order. That leaves a gray area for how the settlement should have been reported. Author Jason Berry, a Jesuit graduate who spent years reporting on sex abuse in the church, says it's better for everyone when these situations aren't hidden away.
We need light. The more you keep these cases covered up, the more people are in ignorance.
Windman approached the school in 2012. He told Fitzgerald he wanted to move on from a dark chapter in his past.
All my life, but since we started this process, do you recognize it's been kind of hard on me? Oh, yeah. And my family? I can well. And I don't know what else to say in that regard.
Late this afternoon, the Archdiocese told us it was previously unaware of the case. A statement reads in part, Jesuit, like other religious order schools, is responsible to and answers to its religious community, in this case, the Jesuits. The school tells The Advocate that it's worked in recent years to prevent abuse and respond quickly when it does happen. Meanwhile, The Advocate also reports that Jesuit has reached settlements with 2 other victims of sexual abuse, also from the 1970s. Those victims claim a Jesuit brother and a teacher studying to be a priest sexually assaulted them.